and told by a woman that she's being abused, but she wants to swear you to secrecy. It means she's not being abused. It means she doesn't care who's hurt. It means that you're being used like a fucking tool. Now, who is it these women come to when they want help? Tools. Guys who believe in all that chivalry bullshit. The reality is, no woman wants a chivalrous man. No woman wants a chivalrous man. Because that might require doing the honorable thing. And if she's being dishonorable, and you're expected to protect her honor, well, you're obviously not a good man for long. American women treat American men so horribly because American men are punished so easily for saying no. You tell a woman no. All she got to do is call up her mom or some dude who's had a crush on her and say, hey, here's a sob story and a couple of crocodile tears. Feel sorry for me and go hurt the guy. And every woman in America knows that's exactly how it works. How many women in America are willing to put a man in prison because that man told the truth about them? While Natalie Bollinger and her friends and family made my life a living hell for an entire year before she was killed, none of you gave a fuck. Not one of you gave a fuck. You were too busy, as always, telling me how to think and how to feel. What horrible excuses for human beings you all turned out to be. I stuck up for black people. That was the wrong thing for me to do. I stuck up for the LGBT community. That was the wrong thing for me to do. I stuck up for women. That was the wrong thing for me to do. How many women give a shit about me? Whether I live or die, whether my life sucks or not, whether I am ever allowed common decency ever again in my lifetime. Anybody who paid any fucking attention knows that my rights were railroaded every step of the way, but none of you fucking paid attention, did you? No, you came here because you were entertained by some fucking nut job spinning yarns about Natalie Bollinger and myself. But none of you give a fuck about how that results in innocent people being harmed and fucking killed. In your fucking mind, oh, well, that dude's just overreacting. He's got a penis. He can beat his way out of whatever situation he's in. You are fucking sick in the head. The problem with American women is that they've all been taught that there's no consequences. Once in a while we get lucky, and a woman goes after a man who's out of her looks class, or out of her money class, out of her league. And sometimes we end up with fat women who nobody gave a shit about to begin with. Sometimes they come over to our side. The number of man-hater groups that I've been targeted by. The number of people who threaten to kill me and my friends and family, and not one of you gives a fuck. You're all fucking pieces of shit, every goddamn one of you. And I'm not being sexist in saying that. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. People are just straight up shitty. People will pretend to like you as long as you got something they want. But when you no longer have something they want, even your own parents will throw you away. Of course, many of you on my channel are here because your parents already threw you away. You need someone to take it out on that nobody cares about. You want somebody that you can victimize that isn't able to defend himself or fight back. You want to be angry because I tell the truth on my channel. And I show the truth too. Your pretty fucking words don't help. And that's what we've taught women. Men are for doing all of the fucking work, and women are for doing all of the fucking talking, and men are supposed to shut up and get back to whatever it is that she wants fucking fixed. Well, I'm not your fucking tool. I'm a human being with thoughts, feelings, and opinions of my own. And you know what? I'm allowed to have them. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. You call me mentally ill, and it makes it okay to fucking harm me, doesn't it? You goddamn right. Women in America treat men in America horribly because they can. Why do police go after the homeless? Because they can fucking get away with it. Why do serial killers go after the homeless? Because they can fucking get away with it. Why do serial rapists target the homeless? Because they can fucking get away with it. Y'all give a shit about the women in houses there in Portland. What about the ones on the streets? How come their names aren't popping up? Why is it their corpses just remain? Unspoken, unseen. Well, it's because if they advertised every time a homeless woman was beaten to death, choked to death, you'd be doing something about the homeless, and then nobody would have a victim pool to go to anymore. You go after the homeless, and then you throw a bunch of mental cases out here with us, and a bunch of fucking rapists out here with us, and a bunch of fucking child molesters out here with us, and then you try to pretend to the public that we're all child molesters and rapists. The media does this, the police do this, and so do you. You all take part in it. It's entertaining to you. That's why you come to my channel. Not because you want to help. Not because you give a holy fucking goddamn about me. But I eventually get sick of your shit and I fucking tell you off, and then you really don't fucking like me. Well, maybe you shouldn't have been a fucking useless piece of fucking shit. Maybe instead of telling somebody how to think and feel, you should find out what the fuck is going on first, you fucking twits. But no, when it comes to a man, you all want a short answer. If it can't be fixed in 10 seconds of your words, then a man must not need help, because a man can magically do it himself even if he's disabled. Yes, if a man breaks his legs, he can still walk. If a man's arms are chopped off, he'll grow them back in a day. Isn't that what you want to fucking believe? Because that's what you fucking project. Men can't be victims. Only women can. You sell this bullshit that all men are fucking rapists. You're all fucking pieces of shit. And I'm not being sexist in saying that. If a woman pretends that a man might do something harmful to her, then you actually do harmful things to him. And then when he speaks up, you pretend he's a goddamn stalker. You think it's okay to stare at me like I fucking raped your dog and your fucking kids? Most of you who stare at me like that, you don't know who the fuck I am. But it's okay for you to fucking stare at me like that, isn't it? But if a man glances your direction, he's a rapey perv, isn't he? The good-looking men that you throw yourselves at like $2 fucking hookers, they don't give a fuck about you. You're a dime a dozen. They can throw away 100 more hookers just fucking like you. When they get bored with you, they have options. And that's when you start pretending like he abused you. That's when you start coming to a guy like me. Oh, Sean, I need help. I'm afraid. Oh, I don't want to go to the cops. I just want to be out of here and be done with it. And then 2 weeks later, you're right back there sucking his dick. Whether or not you're sucking his dick is not my problem. The fact that I'm being victimized because you're a lying whore who went back to sucking his dick and don't give a fuck about the consequences for others. That's the fucking problem. Every time you do something mentally fucking retarded, it's always someone else's fault. You get to see how many sexist women there are on here. If I was a woman, they would have fucking spoke up immediately. Instead of giving me the I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I have seen how women work together to destroy men's lives. I have seen my mom do it to more than one man. More than one. I'm not going to blame all men for my mother being a twisted fucking bitch. It's not all men's fault that Brian Bruns raped my mom. That's not all men's fault. It's not all men's fault that some Mexican raped my mom. It's not all Mexicans' fault either. Meanwhile, does my mom have any evidence that she was raped by a Mexican? No, she doesn't. She only says that when she wants some fucking goddamn sympathy. It's fucking disgusting. I'll be right back. I gotta start up my car so I can drive up to the park up there. I've been holding in some diarrhea for about 3.5 hours. You're welcome for sharing that information. You notice this? You see this beard? You see this bald spot on top? You notice that I don't make myself fucking pretty, don't you? It's because I'm not interested in your fucking vagina. It doesn't matter how prettily you type something. Because no matter how you type it, whether you type it nice or mean, when you're telling somebody what to do, you're being a piece of shit and a condescending piece of shit. You know what happens when you let your abuser go? He does it to more people. And he retaliates against those who helped you. When you go back to him, it makes it that much fucking easier. Oh, but I'm in love with him. You're a fucking idiot. You went back to him, stupid. It's not men's fault that you're fucking stupid. You make stupid decisions. When you do fucked up shit, you just pretend that a man raped you or fucking beat you. Or you pretend he's on fucking drugs. Any fucking slander will do. You know you got tits. Nobody's gonna hear his side. Not unless he's got enough money to buy 30 of you hoes. And I do mean hoes. I mean as in prostitutes. You're not mother material. You're not wife material. How many women get onto Facebook or YouTube just to see how their friends are doing? And how many of them get on there to throw up a bunch of selfies, try to get a bunch of likes? Which one are you most likely to be? The friends that you try to get a hold of, that you try to reach out to, are they friends who look out for you, or are they the friends who enable you by buying you alcohol or bringing you drugs? You have no idea how many alcoholic women that I know that want to blame men for getting them drunk. Hey, you're the one that wanted free booze, and you're the one that wanted some free dick. You got both, and now you're fucking complaining. Studies have shown that most women, when they decide that they want a man, it doesn't matter if he's married or not. She's not going to give a shit. Studies have also shown that among all the women in the world, American women are the ones that seem to think that they know everything the most. American women are taught to be self-assured in their ignorance, much like we have taught black people to be. Self-assured that it's all white man's fault. Self-assured it must be a white man's fault. You get busted selling crack, it's a white man's fault, right? Let me tell you about a woman who was beaten named Kimberly Martinez. Her ex-husband, Larry Martinez, socked her in the eyeball, caved in her eye socket. Did he go to prison? No, he just went to jail. And then he got out and he got himself another girlfriend and he blew her fucking head off. Now let's take a look at Waylon Lolotai. Waylon Lolotai assaulted people as a police officer. He assaulted people in Denver. Was removed from Denver police force. Now, rather than forcibly removing him, they allowed him to move to Boulder, where he assaulted me. And then, after me, he assaulted at least 6 other individuals in the same year. Because you didn't want to listen to me. Not all men are subject to this, but all men have to fear it. If you're the good-looking guy that she wants, you have to fear her doing all sorts of evil shit to you if you don't give her what she wants. She might pretend you raped her. She might pretend that you're a homosexual in a small town. If you guys don't know what that actually means, then don't be spouting no Jason Aldean bullshit at me. American women will gang up on an innocent man because one of those women didn't get what she wanted. That's the way it's been my entire life. The fact that they made that into a law now is completely fucking asinine. Not that it matters, the police never cared about dudes anyway. It is assumed our guilt. With a woman who's being abused, you will help her out of it. With a man who's being abused, you want to talk him out of turning it in. That's all you do. You try to talk the victim into not turning in the fucking evidence. What the fuck is wrong with you? And yeah, sure, you want to fucking type pretty shit at me? You haven't done shit. And every single one of you who want to pretend that you don't know how to turn something in, don't fucking lie to me. We spend 90% of our time with girls when we're teaching them anything. We're teaching them how to go for help, who to go to for help, and we're teaching them that they can go the illegal route and the legal route. If they want to go to their friends and destroy a man's life through slander until he has a mental fucking breakdown and then pretend that he's some sort of an evil stalker, oh, you can do that, and your lady friends will help you. The us girls gotta stick together is fucking you girls over. How many of you have any experience whatsoever in fixing a fucking leak, for Christ's sake? You know how to play with dolls and play with other people's money. Men work an average of 7 hours more overtime per week. That's average. Yet women make 80% of the spending decisions in this country. 80%. Now, the average income for an American has actually gone down. For an American male, it's only about $37,000. That's not much. But let's pretend that it's 2016 and that the average income for a man is almost $50,000. And the average income for a woman is, well, only about $5,000 less. Only. Women made about almost $4,500. Now let's say women worked the same amount of hours as men. Then both men and women would be making about $50,000 a year. If you take a man's $50,000 a year and a woman's $50,000 a year and you put them both together, you've got $100,000. That is easy to find the percentage of. What's 80% of $100,000? $80,000. That's her $50,000 plus $30,000 of yours. You're living on $20,000 fucking dollars, dude. Literally, the only thing you bring to the table is sex. And then you bitch that all men want is sex. No, it's not all we want. It's all you're bringing to the table. And then you're bitching about that. How about get some life fucking skills? Yes, a woman is capable of being a fucking roofer. A woman is capable of being a framer. A woman is capable of running a street board. A woman is capable of utilizing a fucking hammer or a saw. Did you teach them any useful skills like that, or did you just teach them to play with dollies and play marriage? Holy Christ. Let's see how close to 4 o'clock it is, because I really need to poop. 3:30. Not supposed to be at that park until 4 o'clock, but I need to poop. You're welcome for sharing. I'll pick my nose too, whatever it takes to show you that I'm nasty and not fucking interested in sex. But it doesn't matter, because if you don't get what you want, then it must be because I wanted sex and couldn't take no for an answer. Isn't that always the way it is? Always. You abuse a man to the point that he seriously has to push you off of him, and then you want to cry that you're being fucking assaulted. You want to beat the fuck out of a dude, and then he tells people what a fucked up person you are, and you can't fucking handle it, can you? Of course you can't. How dare we? How dare we not take the blame for everything that you do? How dare we not pay for every goddamn thing that you want? How dare we not treat you like a pampered fucking princess? How dare we? How dare we stand up for ourselves? How dare we? No means if you're a woman. If you're a woman and someone tells you no, apparently that means harass him and berate him and bully him and get your friends involved in doing so. Although the good-looking Chads have to worry the same as I do. The good-looking Chads, you're going to throw yourselves at like $2 hookers, and you're going to let him get away with literally murder. Your job is to say pretty things. It's a man's job to do the work. By the way, even the ugliest men in this country can get some of the most beautiful women. Because first of all, the reason that ugly men in this country can get all sorts of beautiful women is because, first of all, those women, most of them painted their face on. It's makeup. And second of all, most of the women in this country, just like most of the men, are addicted to some substance or another. I guess whose fault that was. I'm betting it was mine. So I gotta get out of my vehicle and I gotta start it again, which is a pain in the ass and it fucking hurts. But it's something I'm capable of doing for myself. I don't have to wait on a man to show up to do this for me. The difference between myself and you is that I am not able-bodied, and you fucking are. Just because somebody else is stronger than you doesn't mean that you are incapable of the task. We've actually got warehouse jobs now where women are expecting the same pay as men. But they're only expected to carry 20% of the load that a man is expected to carry. 20%. That's 1/5 of what a man is expected to carry. So while that man runs himself ragged for the same paycheck, she gets it easy. And that doesn't matter about the woman. That's all women. If you've got a woman who's pushing 300 pounds and she's a solid brick, you know, she gets the same 20% leniency as all the other women. But what about the men? What if you got some 90-pound straggler who's there? Oh, you tell him, well, he shouldn't have gotten the job if he can't do the work. Is that what you tell women? Is it? This country is so fucked up because we're busy listening to women and taking care of women. We're not able to take care of ourselves. Meanwhile, we're not the one putting these women in these stupid situations. When you are a dumb hooker who goes to a party and acts like a dumb fucking hooker, that's not every man's fault. If you go to a party and you act like a dumb fucking hooker and you get raped, that's not every man's fault. When a whole bunch of women are all raped by the same asshole and you all let him go, you are responsible for every rape he commits after that. If your boyfriend raped you and you were just glad to get out of there, and then he rapes another woman and she's just glad to get out of there. So he rapes another woman and she's just glad to get out of there. Now you've got 3 women who are all raped by the same guy. That's right. All raped by the same guy. And what are these women more than likely doing? Blaming all men. All men are responsible because these 3 women let their predators get away. Do not believe a woman who will not go to the cops about abuse because she will go to the fucking cops just to pretend like she's being stalked. When you say that what a woman has done is wrong, it's immoral, and it's illegal, she'll pretend that you're attacking her. When the reality is, you're attacking her character, and for good reason. Every woman in America knows if she doesn't get what she wants, she just accuses a man of rape or being a child molester. Or here's a good one. One lady wanted to put up the LGBT pride flag. She's got a boyfriend and all that, but she supports the LGBT community. Then again, when she got busted doing stupid shit that you probably shouldn't be doing when you're in a relationship with somebody, she wanted to claim that he was wearing girls' panties and was into little boys. So, what is she doing? Well, given the area that she lives in and that he lives in, she's trying to maliciously have him harmed by people who hate homosexuals and child molesters. She's trying to insinuate that he's a homosexual into little boys, that he's a transvestite dressing as a woman, that he's a pedophile into little kids. By the way, 2 weeks later, she was whining and complaining and bitching that he wouldn't take her back. Oh, poor you. Poor fucking you. You are a predator, and he doesn't want you anymore. That's your fault. With Kimberly Martinez, she did the right thing. When Larry busted her face in, she called him in. And a lot of us were supportive of her. Was she ever supportive of me? No. No, through all of this, she didn't give a fuck what happened to me. She just hung around on my fucking Facebook as if we were friends. Then she lied to me. And that's not okay. And then she wanted to pretend like my mom had helped me. No, the fuck she didn't. My mom doesn't help anyone but herself. She cares about her. She tried pretending that she gave a shit about my grandpa before he died, because she wanted to get my Grandma Gross's house. She thought she was entitled to my Grandma Gross's house. Well, no. My grandpa gave that to his wife instead. My mom cared more about that house than she did about her own dad. Now, rightly so, if what she said is true. Take me to Lillian A. Goodspeed Park.
Okay, Goodspeed Park. Here we go.
Hopefully it's close enough that I won't get fucked with.
Head south.
The fact is, men know that they can't trust you. They can't trust you to be honest. They can't trust you to pretend to care about them until you can get alimony. They can't trust you to not pretend like you're interested so you can get a free meal. Or pretend like you're interested because you want us to help move stuff for you or build stuff for you. A lot of the guys I know spend so much of their time volunteering to help women. Most of the guys I know do that. Volunteer to help women because poor women, they can't do anything for themselves, apparently. And that's what we have to deal with. We have to deal with, oh, a woman can do anything a man can do except better. Really? Try fighting. Try powerlifting. Try any professional sport. Yeah, there's a reason that we separate the boys from the girls. Now we get to hear a bunch of girls complaining that boys are breaking their records. Sorry, these are girls now. They were boys, now they're girls. So now girls are breaking girls' records and girls are complaining that these other girls are breaking their records after fighting so hard to force all of us to call these men women. How did you not see this coming? Oh yeah, because you only wanted to think emotionally, and the biggest emotion that you have is jealousy. And most of your decisions are based on jealousy. Most of a man's decisions are based on protecting his friends and his family. Most of a man's decisions revolve around protecting others. We are taught from birth to protect others. That's what we are taught. Whether we're the good-looking Chad or the ugly asshole out on the streets, we're all taught the same shit. Well, we're all told the same shit. Some people hear that you never hit a woman, never hit a woman, never hit a woman out of their dad who beats their mom 3 times a week.
Take the next left onto North Main Street.
What have we learned? That your fucking words are useless. When the only men that you are willing to listen to are the predators, why the fuck should we listen to you? Why the fuck should we listen to you about what a good man is when in all of this time you haven't found a good man? No, you absolutely have. You have found plenty of good men and you fucking destroyed them. goddamn right I speak out. And I will continue to speak out until the day that I die. We get to hear fat women complaining that men owe it to them to give them a chance, even though they're fat. But what about a man who's only 5'2"? You gonna give him a chance even though he's only 5'2"? How about a guy who earns $20,000 less than you a year? You still gonna give him a chance? Huh? You're not taught how to love, you're taught how to pretend until you get what you want. And then we're all disposed. I know I'm not going to be the guy that you choose to date, which is fucking perfect for me. I just wish you would stop pretending that because I'm not fucking interested, that it means I'm a goddamn perv who's out to fucking rape you. I'm not going to say I'm sorry for being born with a penis anymore. I didn't fucking ask for it. If I had the money to have my penis removed, I would have it removed. And not because I wish I was a woman, but because I am sick and tired of having my penis held over my head every time someone does something harmful to me. Oh, but Sean, you have a penis, so you have to do it yourself. Oh, Sean, but you have a penis, so you must be a predator. Blah, 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 fucking blah. Men are held accountable no matter what. Women are not held accountable to their actions or their words. Just like when that little boy, that's right, we have to say the little boy in this story because nobody wants to believe a little girl would ever hit anybody. When the little boy hits your daughter on the playground and you tell her he only does it because he likes her, you've taught her that that's what people do when they're attracted to you. They beat on you. And you've taught him that it's okay to beat on people. And we have done exactly the same thing with the women in this country. We have taught them to be that little boy. But not only that, we have taught them to be that little boy, to go hit that little girl, and then cry that he got hit, whether he was hit or not.
Your destination is on the right.
On the bright side, I found the toilets, and I do have toilet paper. So although most of the meth addicts that come out here and fucking use up all the toilet paper aren't able to wipe their ass, and although a lot of families with kids who come and use this park aren't able to wipe their own ass, at least I have the foresight to use my fucking brain for a scenario that I know that I'm gonna fucking encounter, which is lack of fucking toilet paper, and oftentimes lack of a place to go to the bathroom. We have taught American women that they can do whatever they want, and that everybody is supposed to give it to them, and if they don't, then they're predatory. A man who won't buy you everything that you want right when you want it is being toxic, isn't he? He doesn't love you if he doesn't buy you what you want when you want it, isn't he? I say that's pretty fucking disgusting. Men who have never done you wrong are going to be treated like rapists for the rest of their lives. because you simply don't give a fuck about them. And that's what it comes down to. Whether or not they're worth a fuck. I've known way too many women who threw away their own children because some dreamy dude was willing to feed her the cock. Jamie said every girl needs 2 boyfriends. One who's good looking and one with lots of money. That's kind of similar to what my dad said about women. My dad said, Sean, you get yourself a pretty wife so you have someone to show off. And then you get yourself a fat girlfriend so you can still have fun. Is it right? Out of my dad? No. Just so you know, it's just as wrong out of Jamie. Also, a man's not allowed to change his mind. If he changes his mind, he's a liar. A woman's allowed to lie. If she lies to you, she just changed her mind. You notice how the rules are different for you than they are for me. You want them to be different for you than they are for me. Because you want someone you can take your shit out on when you have a bad fucking day. You just don't want anyone to be allowed to take it out on you back. How dare that homeless person that you wanted to punch in the face over and over again? How dare he punch you right back in your face? Right? You don't want men to harm you. Oh, you're so afraid the men will hurt you all the time. All the time you have to be afraid because men are evil, unthinking monsters and beasts and blah, 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 blah. You even fucking hear yourselves. Now, I should take this with me into the bathroom. I happen to know that that bathroom right there is often and frequently slept in by heroin addicts. So I'm not even going to try using that one. I'm going to hope that the little one over here still works. Then we got parents who are pissed off that homeless people are using the park because some of them are doing drugs. And yeah, there was a guy seriously today smoking crack out of his vehicle. Right here at Lillian A. Goodspeed. $3.52. Well, I'm not technically allowed to be here for like 8 minutes. But I gotta drop shit. You let the same 10 good-looking assholes. That's right. There are 10 guys out of 100 that you will give a chance. Why is it that you keep on selecting the same 10 guys? You keep recycling the same 10 assholes, and you blame all men when you recycle the same 10 assholes. Yeah, that guy who beat the fuck out of you, how many girlfriends do you think he beat the fuck out of before you? Also, what the fuck makes you think that after you beat on a guy over and over and over again, that he should just take it? That's fucking insanity. Everyone should be allowed to defend themselves, whether they're a man, woman, or child. We should all be afforded at least that respect.